Sorry, sir, it got disconnected just now because the time for it is over. Again, I am trying to reconnect it.
Reconnected. Yes.
I am reconnecting it, sir.
Yeah, reconnected.
Okay.
Sanjay, reconnected.
Yes, sir. So this is the screen where we have stopped. So I think now we have come to the other APIs part of JSON, because already there are two conventional APIs. Those APIs are Jersey and REST easy. But the other types of APIs which are also very easy to write web services are JSON parser API for Java. And JSON means it's a relatively new one developed by Google. It is called Google Script Object Notation. Google Script Object Notation Parser API for Java. So the advantages of these new APIs is they reduce complexity in coding using conventional JAX or like Jersey or REST APIs, and integrate easily with frameworks like Spring or Strut. Because in the industry mainly, a pure Java program, a plain old Java program or JSP, Java server page or a servlet is not used. Instead, they will use frameworks like Spring or Strut. So integrate your web to integrate your web services, into your frameworks, Spring or Strut. The suitable things are this Jackson type of JSON parser and JSON type of parser. And also they come under this RESTful APIs. These two also come under RESTful APIs. Now today I will show you how we can generate a JSON output, that means JavaScript object notation output, by writing a web service, which actually shows a list of users that are there in the database retrieved by the server. Once this is clear, tomorrow we shall see on the client side how Android will access this data using our web service client. Till now, what I have said is developing a web services and their theory, but there should be a web service client on the Android. And the client in Android is usually called a Wally API or a retrofit API. So we have to use two types of APIs, or maybe there are any number of APIs, but the most famous are these things, Wally and retrofit APIs, and they are the web service clients. We can use them. So now after this, so this is the presentation. So after this, I will show you the Eclipse platform on which I will run a server today. So usually for running this Java-based servers, we need Apache Tomcat as the web server for running the Java-based applications. So I will show you that one now. I'll try to share that one now to you. So I'm opening the Eclipse framework. So this is that Eclipse framework. In this Eclipse framework, see, I've created a Spring framework application called Spring File Upload. Okay, don't worry about the name of that. In this, my present aim is to show you how a web service works and how it displays something on the browser in a particular universal data format called JSON, JavaScript Object Notation, using Jackson parser as the RESTful API. So when you want to create a project like this in Eclipse, what you have to do is you go to the file. In the file, what you need to do is you go to a new project. So it should be usually in the form of Maven project. What does this Maven project means? When you open this Maven project and create something like this, using the wizard, you will get an architecture like this. You will have these components. JAX WS Web Services, one thing you will get, and a deployment description, you will get it here. And the Java resources, in this only you will create a package. In that package, you will write all your Java files and the libraries of the Maven. What is Maven means? See, whenever you create a project in Eclipse using Maven, that means a file new, this is the option, file new, Maven project. If you open like that, this will be created. In this, there will be one important file called pom.xml. This pom.xml is a project object model.xml. So if you open this pom.xml, you have various perspectives of the view of this form.xml. That is, overview is there, dependencies is there, dependence hierarchy is there, effective form is there, then an XML code type of display is also there, form.xml. If I click on the tab, you can see the XML format. In this, whatever you want to add, suppose I want to today I want to develop my web service using Jackson. So this is Jackson data bind and Jackson annotations and Jackson core. These three are required for writing my web service. So if I want to add these APIs, that means these jar files, into my Maven dependencies, so what I need to do is I have to go to the internet first. That means I have to go to the Google Chrome. I have to go to the Google Chrome. You're able to see the Google Chrome, sir, everybody? Or should I share it?
So share it, Sanjay.
No, Sanjay, Google Chrome is not visible.
Google Chrome. Okay.
It's not visible.
And now I will share it. So you have to go to the Google Chrome. Now it is coming.
Yeah, coming.
Yeah. Now if I go to this Google, and simply if I type Maven repository. What is this Maven repository is? It is something like similar to your Android Gradle. See, if anybody has attended my Android session during before last week, I think on 9th, I have used a configuration script called Gradle in Android. The same way for Java, we use a Maven repository. So if you use Maven repository, see, when you type Maven repository, it will directly redirect you to that site, mvnrepository.com. So this in this repository, what you have to do is you have to type your required Jackson API. That means you have to type Jackson and just to say search. See, Jackson data bind, Jackson core, Jackson annotations. All these have come. So now if I click on Jackson data bind, now if I come down, so many versions are there. Suppose I want this latest version. I click on this. What it would give you is an XML format. You have to copy this complete XML, Control C. You have to copy this, and now you have to paste that in your project. So where to share that? In your project. That means your Eclipse project. See here I need to paste as a dependency because that is a dependency. So you have to paste it here like this. See, Maven repository, Jackson data bind. If I paste it like this, I would automatically get a download of that in my Maven dependence. I have already done this, so I am not again doing it. So I'll delete this. So you can see that one in this Spring framework, whatever is required, I've added it here because I'm using a Spring framework for this. And below that, servlets and a database connectivity, MySQL connector, whatever is required. That XML you can get from this Maven repository, Google, and you can download it. See, Jackson bind, this is added here. Jackson JSON processor, the Maven Eclipse plugin, all these things. So this is how we can add the Jackson related files into your dependency libraries, and you can add your database connectivity because I am using a MySQL database here to connect to the database. So that MySQL connector I am adding as a jar here in the dependency in the XML. So whatever jars I want, I will add the XML related to that from the Maven repository, and that will be automatically downloaded into that, into the framework. And now, if you see here, now this is the Spring project name I've given, Spring file upload. So now in this, there are some Java resources also. In the Java resources, if you go to the src main Java, this is the package name. In the package name, I have created a web service called users list controller.java. Users list controller.java. So how I have created this means, see, I am using this Spring framework with request mapping, request method, and response body and path variable, all these things. So these are used as annotations here. If you write something as @request mapping, then it is called annotation. @controller, then it is a controller annotation. So like this annotations you can give it to make the software loosely coupled. So for any software, if you want to develop, you need to have a MVC architecture. MVC architecture. I'll tell you what is MVC architecture. MVC architecture means, just a minute. See, MVC. This MVC, M stands for model, whereas V stands for view. Any software web application, any web application will have these three components: model, view, and another thing is controller. So what is this model, view, and controller? We have to see that. Then only we can understand our web service. So model means the data model. Suppose and view means what you are showing to the user. That is view. And controller means how this data model is processed. The business logic, the entire thing is done by the controller. Controller, it does the business logic for processing this data model. And view means it is the output, ultimate output that you are going to finally the output that you want to show. So this is how we have three components in a web application. Mainly Spring follows this MVC, even Strut follows this MVC. Two things are there: Spring framework and Strut framework. These two are the frameworks which use this MVC model. MVC model. They will follow this MVC model. So in the same way, the coding has been done in this application. If you see that, I will show you in the Eclipse what we have opened just now. Here, three things are there. One is the controller package. The other one is model, and the other one is DAO. Of course, the view is not visible here. The view, because why it is not visible means we are showing our data from a web service, and that web service is user list controller. In this only we are trying to show the output, and how we are showing it means you can see this user list controller. In the user list controller, we have some annotations as slash characters, then you have slash character ID, then slash all these things are there. So before going to this, no need to worry. First of all, I want to get the data model. Let us say the users list is there in my database. I want to share my database now. I will share my database. I will show the database, how it is available in the database. So this is my database UI. In this, I have various databases like Digilib, Employee, and Estate, MavenDB. So many things are there. MySQL, RTDC, all these things. Suppose I want to access my Digilib, this one, Digilib database. In this, there are two tables. One is file details. The other one is login detail. So this login table, I have created it. And when I created it, I have added some data into it. So what is the data I have entered in that is admin with some password, Krishna with some password, Ramu with some password, all these things. That means this table has two fields, username and password. So the data model here is only two things. That means username and password. So the data model where I am writing here in the Eclipse, that I will show you. I will show you the share of it. That is in the Eclipse. So here in the model, there is a model here. In that there is a login. So if I open this, so I am writing this. What is this? Import com.fasterxml.jackson.annotation.json auto detect. So I am able to import this package because I have a library in the Maven which is having Jackson based jar files here, APIs. That's why I am able to import this. Now, once I write this, I have an annotation.
Sanjay,
Yes, sir.
Sanjay,
Yes, sir.
Eclipse framework కనిపించట్లేదు డేటాబేసే కనపడుతుంది
కనపడట్లేదు సార్. Okay, okay.
Eclipse framework రండి స్విచ్ ఆన్.
Okay, I will show it, sir. I will show it. Now it is visible.
Not it.
Not yet.
It's
Okay.
coming, I think.
Yeah, again I will share it. Now, sir.
It started screening. Now it's coming. Okay.
Coming. Okay. So if you see the
Once again, repeat.
yes, sir. If you see the com.generaldev.spring.model here, in this model, I am modeling the data. Like I have only two data model here. One is two components in the data model, that is username and password. So I will create a login.java file here. In that, what I am writing, first I am writing the package name. Then I'm importing a package. What is that package? com.fasterxml.jackson.annotation.json auto detect. That means what? We are able to get this package because we have added this package jar in our Maven dependency. See here, all three are there: Jackson data bind, Jackson annotations, Jackson core. Because of these imports, we are able to import this package here, and we are able to write a annotation here as @JSON auto detect. What is the advantage of this JSON auto detect means? If you use the conventional JAX RS, you don't have a class like this JSON auto detect to automatically convert your data model into a JSON object, to convert your username and password into a JSON format, which is not required if you use such kind of advanced APIs. So now JSON auto detect public class login, because any Java file will have to have the class name equal to the file name login. So these all fundamentals. If you are worried about Java and JSP servlets and fundamentals, there is another class which we are going to take in the next week on core Java and advanced Java. There I will discuss at length, but presently I will show you the concept of web service here using our Java programming. So that's why I'm not writing from scratch. Okay. So private string username, private string password. So we have to create this data model. How to create means you have to have components. What are the username and password? Both are strings. And super means super class. So what is the super class here? The super class is nothing but the JSON auto detect. This dot username is equal to username. This dot password is equal to password. Because we are saying @JSON auto detect. That means the super will be automatically, this username and password will be converted into JSON format. But I'll tell you what is JSON format. Ultimately, when I complete this lecture, you will be knowing what is JSON format, how it would look like. Okay. Then there is a constructor without any arguments, a plain constructor, empty constructor. Then you have getters and setter methods. Because in Java, if you want to model a data, you have to use getter and setter methods. So get username, so you can return the username. Set username, you can change a particular username like this. Get password, set password. So this is what is the data model you will create for your table. What is the table that you have? Your table is login table. It is having two fields. One is username and the other one is password. Now, after creating this data model, I should retrieve the items from the database and show that items as a data model in the form of JSON. That is my ultimate idea for this web service, because I want to give the output to my Android app tomorrow in the form of JSON, where I can list my users with their passwords. If it is not password, some other field also we can put instead of password, username and let us say designation, username and designation. For example, I am showing it. Okay. So now if you see the other package here, which I've created, that is com.generaldev.spring.davo, data access object. Letters that you give in a package name must be in lower case. They should never be in higher case. Whereas class names, each first letter should be capital in each word. That is the convention followed. Now, if you use this login users DAO, if you open this, see what is there in this? We are connecting to a database. How we are connecting? Using java.sql.connection, driver manager, prepared statement, result set, and storing all the contents in the database into a collection called hash map. Okay, this next week also. But presently you try to understand. So this is this import we are saying, and this is what we are doing. Spring model.login. That means what data model we are taking? This model, because com.generaldev.spring.model is the package. From that we are importing this login into this file. And what we are doing is we are creating a public hash map with integer and login. So get login users. Get login users is the method which you are writing with hash map integer login characters is equal to new hash map integer login. What is hash map? Hash map is a data structure which can store your values in the form of key value pairs. So now you're connecting to the database. How to connect? You have to use the class driver. I am using it here because I have imported this driver in the Maven dependencies. You can see in the libraries, MySQL connector Java. So when you import this jar, you can use this package because jar internally contains a package, and that package is nothing but com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Because my database here is MySQL. You can also use Oracle also, no problem. But if you are using Oracle, you have to download that jar, Oracle connector Java, not the MySQL connector. Then connection con is equal to driver manager.get connection. You are giving JDBC MySQL. This is the URL, localhost, because my database is in the same system, localhost :3306/ which database I am connecting. So as you can see, what is the database that I have? I connected the database. Which database? Diglib. See, database server is different, database is different. Database server contains a number of databases which are created by us. So our current database is Diglib. So this Diglib I am connecting here. You're able to see Navicat?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So now I am going back to Eclipse. Eclipse. So Diglib. And for convenience, I put my username and password for my database as root only. Both are same. So this is the way I am connecting to the database. And then I am using a statement to retrieve my username and password. My username and password. Prepare statement PS is equal to con dot. Con means it's a connection object. Dot prepare statement of select username password from login. It's a very simple statement. Why I am selecting means I want all the users listed. I want to show that in a JSON format. I want to show that in a JSON format. So that is my requirement. After that, once I have connected and prepared the statement, I have to execute that statement. So what I should do? ps.execute query. If you see here, what is the return type of this execute query method here? Because I have equated it on the left side to what?
Result set.
Result set. So what is the return type of execute query?
Result set.
Result set. So that's why we are equating it. In Java, we'll do like that. This is called object message passing mechanism through methods. So result set RS is equal to ps.execute query. Then what is characters here? Characters is the hash map that we have created. We are trying to clear it before loading it. Before loading it, we are clearing it. Then I am saying int I equal to 1 because I want to control my while loop. Then rs dot next. What is rs dot next? That means whatever you are selecting from the login table, how many users are there totally in the login table? Some 6 or 7 users are there. You can see.
Yes.
So all these users along with their passwords I want. So what I have to do? I have to move the result set from top to bottom like this. First to last. So this can be done in Java by using what? rs.next. So each row you are taking and putting into what? Putting into characters. What is characters? Hash map. Characters is a hash map. Hash map is a collection. That means you can collect some rows as hash map. These are called data structures. And they are from util package. Java.util. You can see above. Java.util.hashmap. So you are putting the number, that means first row, and what you are doing, new login of username and password. That means what is this new login of username and password? New login of username and password means you are giving it to the data model. What is the data model? Login.java. So what that model will do? It will convert that into JSON. It will convert that into JSON with this converter, isn't it? Because of Jackson annotation. I think it is clear. So now return that characters. Return what? Characters. What is characters? Hash map. So finally we are returning that using this DAO. So this is what we have to use this data access object in our controller, because finally we need controller. I said three things, no? MVC. M means model. Model is already over. In that only view is there, because we are converting that into JSON. Here I am not using explicit views like HTML, because I don't want to show my data as HTML or a text file. I want to show that only as a JSON text output. So login has both model and view. Data access object is required for accessing the database. And what is the third one that you need? Controller. You need a controller, user list controller. So this controller, if I open, again we are using a collection here and a map here, and we are using some controller annotation, because if you don't write this @controller inside this user list controller.java, it will not behave as a controller in the Spring framework. So you have to write @controller. Then the URI, as I said, RESTful mainly works on URI based retrieval of data, uniform resource identifier. So you have to give a URL that is required to show your data. That's why for creating a URI, we need a annotation called request mapping. Request mapping. So @request mapping /characters. This is a part of your URI. Now, after that, what happens? Public class users list controller. That is same thing. Just as your name of the file, class file name, because it is Java. Then private static final map integer login. Again, I am giving login here as characters is equal to new login users DAO dot get login users. So why I am equating this login users DAO dot get login users to characters here? What is the return type of get login users? See, this is login user DAO. In this, what is get login users? This one. What is the return type of this method?
Hash map.
Hash map. So that's why we are equating this login users dot get login users. The return type is hash map that you are giving to map. Is it possible? Hash map to map in
We have to
Java?
convert. We have to
So
convert.
not required, because it is interoperable. Collections are interoperable in Java. That means you can give a hash map to map, map to hash map, like that, vice versa. They are interoperable. So that's why this equation is not having any errors. Now, what is there in characters now? Can anybody tell? What is there in this characters map? I think if you have followed something, because this is a map, it will get the collection from get login users. But what get login users is doing? Get login users, what it is doing? It is getting the username and password from the table, from the database table, and putting that into hash map, isn't it? And returning that as hash map. So that hash map you are putting now into map. So what characters will have now?
Username and password.
Characters will have the table contents, username and
Password.
password. So this is how you can connect. And then @request mapping, in addition to, because I want to retrieve only one row, I don't want to retrieve all rows, then you can give another annotation, @request mapping value equal to /character ID method request method dot get, because request method has two options. One is get and the other one is post. See, I can show you dot. See how so many methods. All these are called RESTful methods. You have delete. That means you can delete a particular row. You can get a particular row. You can get the header information. You can get other options. You can get the patches. You can get the post method, or you can put the data also. You can update the data, or you can trace this. So these are all the methods which we have for web services in REST. Presently, we can use get because I want the data as the output. Request method dot get, and at the rate response body, because the controller only shows the output finally. So at the rate response body, that means some response has to be written on the browser. The view has to be created by the controller here. If you have a HTML, you need not use this at the rate response body. You can directly show that as a HTML format. But our intention is to show a JSON type of data. JSON type of data. So that's why we need a response body in the format of JSON. So public login, find character, at the rate path variable, int character ID, return characters.get of character ID. What is this characters.get? Characters is a map. From that get of that ID, that means first row, second row, like that, which row you want. So that will be returned. That will be returned in the format of what? JSON. How it will be returned in the form of JSON? Can anybody tell? Because what is the method here? Find character. What is the return type of this? What is the return type of this? Find character.
Login.
Login. So login would give what type of data?
JSON.
JSON. So that's why it is retrieving JSON data. Fine. So similarly, at the rate request mapping value is equal to /all. All means all the data you want. So now it is collection of login. See, it is not just login. Collection of JSON data. Find character. So this is how you can write a simple web service. Now I will run this and show you how it will be shown in the form of a JSON format. For that, what you need to do, you should have a Tomcat server installed already, isn't it? If you are not having a Tomcat, let us say you are not having this. Suppose first time you won't have this. If I say delete, it would go off. Now, no servers are available. Click this link to create a new server. This is the option it will show. So I want to create a Tomcat server means you have to open that. I want some version 7 of Tomcat. I'm taking because I have JDK 1.7 as the version. Then I want to run this particular Spring file upload on that server, this one. So what I'll do, I will add that to the right and just say finish. So now currently it is stopped and republished state. So now if I want to run this, you right click on this Spring file upload, then run as.